Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. It is the China Grand Prix. I'm very excited to do this. I want to just check that my audio is good, so give me 1 second. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. It is the audio is looking good. Oh my god, I'm so pumped for this race. It has been a crazy couple of weeks for the start of the Formula One season. There's been so much that has happened. Oh my god, this new era of cars is absolutely insane. I am kind of losing my mind a little bit because in the preseason testing, there was so much drama that was going on. There was so much sandbagging. And Mercedes has come out, as I think everyone has expected, and has built a rocket ship. In Australia, they were absolutely destroying the entire grid. So, and the crazy part is George Russell seemed to be winning, and a lot of people aren't happy with that. I don't know why people hate my boy George Russell, but I'm really excited to see what they can do. We've also had the youngest driver in the history of Formula One to win a sprint race, and his name is Kimi Antonelli. Another interesting development at Mercedes is, well, now what do you do with George Russell and Kimi Antonelli? Because, you know, George is being favored as the #1 driver. But if Kimi starts winning, what exactly is Mercedes going to do? Because, I mean, you know, you can't have papaya rules here. So what exactly do you think they're going to do with that? I don't know, but hopefully Mercedes can pull this out. Anyway, we are very close to the start of the race. It's very early, okay? I'm surprised I woke up on a Sunday morning. If you are here, welcome to the race. Yeah, like I said, so much happening. A brand new era of cars. There's a lot of power unit talk. Obviously, batteries are playing a huge part. Formation lap is playing a massive part in the race where, you know, if you can manage your battery on a formation lap and get into a good position there, well, you could have an amazing start off the line. Now, we've seen a lot of reliability issues, which is, you know, testing. We haven't really seen reliability issues in the past couple of years. But, I mean, in Australia, we had 6 cars that were DNF'd during that race. Some of it with reliability issues. And also, I think it's kind of a dangerous time in this era because, I mean, 50-50 split between electric and petrol. Say you're driving 300 and something Ks down the road and your software malfunctions or the battery fails and you got a car behind you going 300 Ks an hour, well, it's going to go up your ass very, very quickly. So I think it's something we need to be cognizant of because I think there could be some major upsets and some crashes, especially in wet weather. I cannot wait to see a race in the rain because that's where I think we're going to see some real that's where we're going to see these cars come to life. But we're on track. All the cars on. Again, it's really great to see 22 cars on the grid. Unfortunately, Cadillac and Audi. I mean, Audi seem to have been doing well. They also had some reliability issues during the sprint race, but they're not entirely off the track. Now, I made a video about Aston Martin having. I said that Aston Martin, well, that made a world championship car. Now, I'm not gonna say I was wrong. I'm just gonna say that it's too early, and I don't think we can count Adrian Newey out of this race just yet. It's very early in the season. A lot can happen once, you know, you get more laps on the track, you get more data, and you can start looking at where you can fix that freaking car, because I don't think we can really count Aston Martin out when it comes to Adrian Newey running that car, because I think he's got something up his tricks, up his sleeve, and I think there might be something that he could do with that car that we'll only see later on once we've got more data and stuff. Now again, it's Lance Stroll at the wheel. Fernando Alonso is obviously a clear and cut driver. He can do what he needs to do, but Lance Stroll is, oh my god, I don't know. But again, if you think about McLaren 2 years ago, they were nowhere in the beginning of the season, and halfway through they just exploded, and then they started winning races and won the championship, which is pretty insane. So anything can happen in Formula 1, and this season is no different. In fact, it's probably the most exciting season. I mean, listen guys, the sprint race is a very new format, but when I watched it yesterday, I don't think I've seen a sprint race where first position changed. It was 8 times, 9 times in 19 laps, which is, it's unheard of. What is this? I mean, it's nuts. Even in Australia, we had the most overtakes I think we've ever seen. It was like over 140 overtakes across the grid. That's mental. And I think the real battle here, the real contention here is Mercedes versus Ferrari. Now, I mean, I think everyone deep down wants the red car to win. It's still early. So sorry. I'm just waking up. Please excuse me yawning. This is why you've come here, because it's unhinged Formula 1 commentary. You're not going to see this crazy swearing, girl-like screaming anywhere else on the internet. So welcome to the China Grand Prix 2026. We're going to have a look at some of the grids here. We got Antonelli on pole, which we're going to see what he can do, because he didn't have a great start. We got Russell in second position, who has been absolutely flying the last 2 races. Hamilton in third. Leclerc in fourth, who's also been driving very strong. Now the Papayas are down in 5th and 6th. I don't know what they can do. We'll see. They had some pace, but I'm not sure where they're going to go. Gasly is in 7th. The Red Bulls have been having some trouble finding their feet with this whole new system. So we're going to see what they can do during the race. I don't think Max Verstappen really enjoys sprint races, if I got to be honest. So we'll see what Red Bull can do. Now, I do believe that Hadjar is really going to break the curse of the second seat in Red Bull, which I'm excited to see what he can do, because I really like Hadjar. I think he can do some good stuff. Oliver Behrman in 10th. Again, the Haas are definitely showing some major improvements. So I'm keen to see what Behrman does. Hulkenberg in number 11. That's my favorite number in the Audi at 11th position. Colapinto. Again, the Alpines definitely struggling a bit. Not sure where they're going to find their feet, but Colapinto down in 12th. Ocon is in 13th. Lawson has been driving surprisingly well. Did well in the sprint race to take 5th position. Lindblad. It's Lindblad in 15th. That's also in the V-Carb Racing Bulls. Bortoletto in the Audi in 16th. Now, again, the Williams have been not finding their feet. They were doing really well to the later end of last season. So I don't quite know what's happening in the Williams garage. I was really rooting for them because, you know, everyone loves an underdog, and they are the underdogs of Formula 1. So we'll see what the Williams can currently do. Alonso and the Aston Martins, it's difficult to say what's going on in that team. They're very far behind in research and development. I don't know what they're cooking in their garage, but something has to change. They gotta figure out where the performance is in that car, because right now they've built a tractor, and it's hard to watch. It really, really is. So we'll see what happens with the Aston Martins. We have a Bortoletto in 19th and Perez in 21 who are driving for Cadillacs. Excuse me, Bottas and Perez driving for the Cadillacs. Again, nothing's really happened with those Cadillacs. I don't quite get it. It must be so tricky as a new Formula One team to come in and just brick it right on the first two races. It's not the best time. But anyway, and Albon's sitting down in in the 22nd position. It's so weird to see 22 cars. It's so weird to see 22 cars on the grid. I'm not gonna lie. But again, we're looking at the Red Bulls currently. I don't quite know. Listen, if there's one thing I can say, you can't count out Max Verstappen. Okay, the Red Bull is not going to be slow. Everyone, in fact, is going to get faster and faster as the season goes on. And again, excuse me. I'm still waking up. Have you got your coffee? Are you here? Are you alive? Are you ready for the China Grand Prix 2026? We're taking a grid walk. We're having a look at some of the cars. Again, I don't know what's going to happen with the McLaren. I'm just watching myself yawn on stream. Please forgive me. It's tough streaming early races. But yes, China. It's going to be exciting. We got a 8.3 kilometer wind on track. It's very cool in China. It's 24 degrees. Okay, which is a nice temperature. Okay, it's good for tire deg. Even though the Ferraris seem to have quite a high amount of tire deg on those mediums in the 19 laps we had on the sprint race. So we'll see what tire degradation does here. I'm not sure what everyone is going to be starting on. If it were me and I were a betting man, I would probably say everyone's going to start on hards. Again, this is a different era, guys. We got battery. Battery is kind of where it's at. It's now all about battery management and being able to deploy your battery at the right time. Remember, on the straights, everyone is getting aero. But if you're in 1 second, you get an overtake button. And let me tell you, if you watch the sprint race, holy shit, George Russell and the Ferraris were, 7 overtakes in a sprint race is absolutely insane. I have never seen anything like it. So, and Australia as well is on the edge of my seat. Most of the time last year I fell asleep in half the races because they were so boring. So this is looking up for Formula One. This is kind of what we need for the sports. We need faster cars, faster overtaking. Now there was all this talk about, cars being a lot slower. And the pace wasn't going to be good and overtaking wasn't going to be good. And there were all these fears that the stuff was going to happen. But none of that has come to be. We've seen overtake after overtake. And we have seen some incredibly fast cars. Yeah, I am really intrigued. I'm dead ass excited. Yes, I used the Gen Z word. Deal with it. But it should be fun, man. It's always fun when there's a brand new era of cars because it brings so much, so much of the unknown. So many of the teams have got these crazy research and development ideas. But right now, Mercedes is the team to beat. Let me tell you, they are absolutely destroying the entire grid. In Australia, I think the entire teams, when they came on grid and it was qualifying and the Mercedes were 1 second ahead, they all shat their pants. They were like, what the fuck is these guys doing? Mercedes are absolutely killing it. And it must be nuts because, Mercedes supplies engines to the rest of the grid, McLaren especially. So I think those teams must be looking at them going, where's our engine? We're 2 seconds behind you. What's going on? Yes, so Mercedes is the one to beat currently. But again, it's a very interesting time because when you're on grid and you don't charge your. We saw it yesterday. It was plain as day. We had a sprint race. Antonelli was in second. I don't think, because if you do a really good job on the formation lap and have the ability to really charge your battery as much as humanly possible, you are gonna get one hell of a start off the starting lane. And you could see it yesterday with Antonelli, who just didn't get that start. He just didn't have the power. It felt like it felt like he was driving a regular car. And yeah, it's very interesting to see the power management and the battery management. I'm just watching these guys. Kimi, he's this little kid. He looks like such a little kid. Oh man, I like China. I think China's a great race. It's a wide track, you know. It's a fast track. There are almost 500,000 people at the stadium. It looks absolutely packed. So I'm keen for this. I'm keen for this. If you are here and you are brand new, I don't think there is anyone here, but if you are and you're brand new, as you can see, we have the live track on the top right of the screen, where you can see where everyone is on their track positions. On the left, we have all the telemetry you need. So that's what position they're in, what tires they're on. We have got, you know, what gear they're in, how fast they're going, what their deltas are, all of that jazz. That is on the left. Okay, and in the middle of the screen at the bottom, you can see race control messages. Okay, so that's everything from the FIA and the stewards, talking about what's happening. That's infringements, all of that stuff. So if you're new, that is what this is about. Okay, it's a little multi-stream view. Okay, sure, you could watch the race and not listen to my unhinged contents, but I like to do this because I like to swear and I like to scream like a little baby girl. Okay, we are almost there, ladies and gentlemen, for the start of the China Grand Prix. We are 15 minutes away. I think we will get underway very shortly, but so much has happened. So much has happened. And, you know, again, yesterday in the sprint race, it was very interesting to see people managing their batteries. It was very interesting to see who was DNFing, who wasn't really coping. Again, when you watch the McLaren's race, I think everyone is coming to terms with how this new way of going racing is happening currently, because it's very different. It's very different to every other year we've ever had. And it has a massive amount of potential to change the grid, to change pole position and grid positions regularly. And especially when we get to mid-season and teams are more in tune with how all of this works, between 50-50 splits between hybrid and petrol. I don't know where and how this is going to go. All I know is that I think we're in for a treat this year, because, again, I've never seen this many overtakes in Formula One. I haven't been watching Formula One for very long. I think it's only been about 6 years. You know, I'm a very much a modern watcher of Formula One. A lot of my friends are very much old school V10 Schumacher Mansell era of Formula One, and that is also a very different time. I mean, we had gearboxes, for God's sake, manual gearboxes, so it's a very different time. We're just watching the Papaya team cruise down the grid. I don't know what's going to happen in McLaren. That Piastri had a disastrous Australia at his home race. Norris has been mediocre at best. So I don't know where the McLarens currently are, but we're going to find that out today, because I think this is more of like a settling race. We're going to see my eyes are going to be on Mercedes and Ferrari, obviously. I'm hoping we get a nice fast classic challenge battle between the Mercedes and the Ferraris, because that's always a good time watching red car race the Merc. But my eyes are on the McLarens, Max Verstappen and Hadjar, and I think I don't enjoy Lawson. I don't like that guy. I don't know why. He just rubs me the wrong way. I'm sure there's a driver that everyone watches that they just can't stand for. A lot of drivers hate George Russell. It's maddening to me. The guy can say one thing and then, you know, he'll get taken out of context, or they'll make up how he said shit. It's madness. It's madness. I don't know why people hate George Russell so much, but I really like George. He's my boy. I've loved him since I first started watching Formula One. So, yeah. So we're looking at the Audi garage at the moment. I don't know, guys. There's a lot of work going on that car. It's the same thing happened with McLaren. Lando didn't really go out and do his 10-minute session for doing some laps and stuff. There are a lot of mechanics in that garage with spare parts, tinkering with the car. I don't know. That's not a good sign, you know. So we're going to see. I'm going to predict something here. Some predictions. What are your predictions for the race? Tell me. I want to know. I predict that George Russell is going to win. Now, whether or not that comes from team orders, we're going to find out today how Mercedes handles this, because they've been in this situation many times before. Least we forget about Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton in 2016. Okay, so they got to be very careful about how they handle this driver 1, driver 2 situation. Ain't no papaya rules at Mercedes. Okay, so I think Russell is going to be first. I think Leclerc is going to end up second. I really do. I really do. I think he's driving better than Hamilton. When I say that, I just mean Leclerc seems to have a better long game than Lewis Hamilton. I still will never forget that one thing that Fernando Alonso said, that Lewis Hamilton only knows how to drive in first position. I still think that's true today, because when he's out in front, he seems to do very well, but the second he falls behind, he rarely falls behind. So I think it's going to be George Russell, Charles Leclerc, Kimi Antonelli. Probably wrong with this. Something could happen in the race. We could have a safety car. We could have some crashes. I definitely think we're going to have some kind of DNF situation here today. Did not fuck up. Okay? There's going to be. I mean, we had 6 cars out in Australia. We had 3 cars out in the sprint race. 7 overtakes. The first position changed position 7 times yesterday. But again, it's all down to the formation lap. That's where it's up. Because if you can pull off and really secure your battery life on the formation lap, you have a massive advantage over the rest of the grid, which I think a lot of people are struggling with. So we're going to find out. Now, the cars were carrying a lot of pace into turn 1. Now, again, it's a very long straight down into turn 1. And coming into turn 2 is a very, very hectic right turn. So you got to have your nerves with you to be able to either take on the inside and carry a lot of speed on the outside to go on the outside. Now, you can't do that because the straight down to turn 1 is very, very long. And if you charge your battery on the formation lap, you have a massive chance to do some insane overtaking, as the Ferraris did in the sprint race. I mean, George lost first position. So, yeah. We're going to start this race very, very soon. We are 6 minutes away.
As the crowd take their seats.
We are 6 minutes away from the start of the China GP. That is right. I'm very excited. Let's go. Let's go. Who's going to win? Woo! I'm awake. Are you awake for this race? Because I'm not going to lie. I'm about to yawn. Oh my god! You see, this is the problem of these early races across the world. I have to wake up early and be energetic. More energy, more passion, more energy. But yes, we are minutes away from the start of the China GP. I think we're going to see some drama. Do you want some drama? Do you want the sauce? I want the sauce. I'm excited for the sauce. It better be good. It better be good. Because, man, the last couple races, let us cook, bro. Let us cook. I think I'm about to get delivered some of my special juice, which is really going to help me here. Because I'm struggling. I'm struggling to wake up. But we're almost there, guys. We are 4 minutes away, 5 minutes away. Oh, my God. Yes, it has happened. I've got some Starbucks. A half a liter of Starbucks, baby. Oh, yeah. Thank you to my sweet dear Perez. Bottas. Have you guys seen the new Formula 1 intro? It's like a fucking telenovela over here. They cooked with it, though. They did well. They did super well. Ocon. Hulkenberg. Also, getting his first podium after 200 and something races. It's really great for him. Massive fan of Hulkenberg. But yes, we are minutes away from watching Lance Stroll crash on the formation lap. Because Lance Stroll sucks. Anyway, I'm gonna have a little sip here of my Go Juice. Okay. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the Chinese Grand Prix 2026. We are minutes away. This is round 2. This is round 2 of the season. We are across the world in China, Shanghai, baby, and it is going to be a good one. It's an awesome track, 56 laps. It is 5.4 kilometers long. That's 3.39 miles with an elevation of 7.30 meters. It's going to be fun. The most wins has been Lewis Hamilton, the first winner, Rubens Barrichello, and the 2025 winner was Oscar Piastri. We've got 3 tire compounds coming out of China. That is the softs, the mediums, and hards done by Pirelli. We're going to see what tire strategy plays out today. Mediums seem to be hard dig. So I don't know if people are going to start on the hards. We'll see if we maybe go for a one-stop strategy because the sprint race did produce, even though people did pit on the safety car, people did produce some good results starting on those mediums. But there was some hard deck. Again, here's the grid lineup. Albon in 22nd. Perez in 21st. Lance, I can't drive. My daddy pays for me. Stroll in 20th. Valtteri, I've got the worst haircut in the world in 19th. Alonso 18th. Sainz in 17th. I love Sainz. This is growing on me. Bortoleto, who looks like, I'm not going to say it's 16th. Lindblad in 15th. Brand new rookie on the grid. Lawson, I'm the best in 14th. Ocon in 13th. We have Colapinto, I'm the best driver, but crashed in the first 4 races of my career. Hulkenberg in 11th. Behrman in 10th. Hadjar, who is breaking the curse of the second Red Bull seat in 9th position. Max down in 8th. Red Bull finding their feet. Gasly is in 7th position. A little out of place there. The Papaya boys are in 6th and 5th respectively. Lando Norris in 6th. Oscar Piastri in 5th. And the Ferraris. Leclerc in 4th. And Hamilton in 3rd place. Russell in 2nd. And the youngest ever sprint race winner in Formula 1 history is Kimi Antonelli in 1st position. The cars are on the grid. The engineers have left the track. And we are about to start this formation lap. I think I'm going to just do a little bit of my live timing here. So let's just, while they're on the formation lap, let's just sort out the live timing and make sure we are up to date with the information that we need. So just bear with me. It's 30 seconds. We should have plenty of time here before the race starts. I'm hoping, because I've had a couple issues last year with multi-stream where the track wasn't exactly on, in line with what I'm watching. So if it's a little bit ahead, I do apologize. I can't really control that. But I will still scream in NDL and explain to you exactly what is happening on track. We are back. It is live. Okay. Let's have a little more sip here. Cars are still lining up. They're taking, I think the tire warmers are still on there. Man, there's a lot of people on this track. Holy shit. So many. A lot of Ferrari fans in Mercedes at China. The whole stand is like mainly red. A lot of people love Lewis Hamilton in China, which I thought wasn't allowed. But, you know, who knows? Also, okay, tire warmers are coming off. Looks like we're about to start the formation lap of this China 2026 Grand Prix. Oh, that's good shit. Love a bit of go juice in the morning. Who are we missing on? Who's starting in the pits there? Is it both Papayas starting in the pits and Bortoleto? That's interesting. Okay. I wonder what happened there. They definitely had some issues. Yeah, there's definitely spaces on the grid here. We got Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris, and Bortoleto starting in the grid. So we're going to find out what happens there and how they end up on track because, okay. Cars have left the grid. They are about to do their formation. Oh, sorry about the microphone. My apologies. I'm not seeing the track out here. Okay, there we go. We're seeing some life on track. We're seeing some life on track. Okay, that's good. That's what we need. It's so weird. The multi-stream for China, it does this. The cars just fly in out of nowhere, which is very, very strange. So we are actually on point here. In fact, I may have to just zoom back a bit. Let's just go back a bit. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. That's just sorry. Come on now. Come on. Stop messing with me, microphone. Okay, I think we're on point here. Everything is lined up. Lined up for the 2026 China Grand Prix. Previous winners: Oscar Piastri, Max Verstappen, Hamilton, Ricciardo. I miss Ricciardo. I do miss him. And Hamilton in 2017. Who is going to win this race? I want your predictions in the chat. If there is anyone in the chat, I don't think there is. But I'm here live anyway with the energy. Max energy. More passion. Let's go. Let us go. Antonelli, you got to get that formation lap in. You got to charge that battery so you can have a really good, powerful start off the line. So people are very wary of how they do their formation lap to really charge that battery to maximum. But we are about to be underway here. Antonelli, Russell, Hamilton, Leclerc, and Piastri. Well, Piastri in the pit lane, so that don't matter. But we're going to find out who is going to take the China Grand Prix. There are a lot of people on this track. Wow. Absolutely insane. What is this? What is this? Sorry about the microphone. My apologies. Okay, cool. Cars are lining up. Last few cars are coming onto the grid. I am going to scream. I am going to shout. That is why you have come here. You have come here to watch unbiased, uncensored, and unhinged Formula One commentary. I will tell you like it is. Bortoleto is out. Why is he in the pit garage? Who is that? That's not Bortoleto. No. It looked like Bortoleto there for a second. One of the papaya cars are in the garage. What is... I thought they were starting from grid. Are they retiring that car? Anyway. We have lining up. Russell, Hamilton in place, Leclerc in place, Gasly has just landed, Verstappen just landed, Hadjar is there. We are almost underway for the... Ooh, Gasly, rewind a bit there, bro. Gotta have a little... Max is a little ahead there. I don't get a penalty there, Max. Don't get a penalty there, Max. Okay, we are almost underway. We're almost underway. Lights are almost out, ladies and gentlemen. Pre-start. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. Oh, Leclerc right behind him. Kimi Kimi looking on the inside. Oh, Hamilton on the outside. Leclerc takes the position. Oh my God, no, Hamilton is on the inside. Wow, the Ferraris had a massive start off the line. Kimi Antonelli on the inside of Hamilton. Is he going to take second position? He manages to get there. Holy crap. That was a massive start from the Ferraris. George Russell just got completely blasted by both Ferraris. They are all over Kimi Antonelli. Leclerc trying his best to try into that middle. There's nothing happening in the mid-pack. We look like Lawson went wide into turn 4. Oh my God, what a start. Max Verstappen had a terrible start. I don't know what happened there. Absolutely dismal start from Verstappen. I'm not quite sure what happened. That is upsetting, very upsetting for Max Verstappen. But Hamilton has taken the lead with a flying start, with Kimi Antonelli really losing out on that opening stint. Gasly did well to take 2 positions, and Behrman is in 6th position from out of fucking nowhere. This kid has got skill, I'm just saying. Isaac Hadjar though. Oh, Hadjar has spun off the track. Oh no, he nearly misses Behrman. My God, that was close. Yellow flag on track. Behrman has spun out like a motherfucker. You spin me right round, baby. Yo, that was close, my friend. Hadjar has just dropped down to 18th position. Oh, we had another little lock up there by Colapinto. The V-carbs are all over the back of him. What is he going to do? Colapinto trying to defend into... Oh, my God, that was close. Woo! Holy heck. Overtake is enabled. They are boxing Hadjar. What a chaotic... There is a massive gap that has now formed from 7th position down. Absolutely insane start. Looks like Lewis Hamilton has absolutely flown ahead there. He's almost 5/10 up from Kimi Antonelli already. Now Russell behind Leclerc. Did Kimi Antonelli just lose something off his car? It looked like he lost something. I need to see that start again, because oh my God, Kimi, you gotta. He's very close to Leclerc now. To Hamilton, I'm not sure if he is gonna try and overtake early on here, because tire deg on these mediums is not the greatest. So looking after your tires is probably the best. Now we've got 4 cars here that are literally on each other's exhausts. Hamilton, Antonelli, Leclerc, and Russell are literally right behind each other, fighting for each position they have. Now Antonelli, I don't know. Down the main straight, the Mercedes had some incredible pace, so I don't know. Oh, Antonelli going for the easy overtake. Easy overtake by Kimi Antonelli. Oh my God. Wow, we're going to see if he can keep that position, because the Ferraris came right back in the sprint race. So we'll see what they can do here. George Russell looks like he's biding his time, maybe waiting for the best chance to overtake Leclerc and get a shot at Hamilton as well. Oh, George going for the move on Leclerc on the inside of turn 1. Boom! Takes it down into turn 2. Man, those Mercedes have got some pace. I love it. I love to see it. This is what Formula 1 is all about. I want to see changes. There are 4 cars fighting for the top position currently. Russell has just gotten the fastest lap, but these cars are not going anywhere. Okay, Russell is all over Hamilton. The gap is very small. Kimi Antonelli is already 6/10 up from Hamilton. I don't know if Hamilton is going to be able to deploy overtake down the main straight, which is coming into turn 13, which they are coming into now. That is the straight where they can do the maximum amount of overtake, a little bit of recharge of battery, and then down into the finish straight. So we'll see what they can happen here. Again, all wings open, aero open. Kimi Antonelli and Hamilton are coming down into the main straight. What is Hamilton going to do here? Is he going to be able to deploy? Has he charged his battery enough to get maximum power for that overtake? Is he within 1 second? He is. What is he going to be able to do here? No, Kimi Antonelli is miles ahead. Absolutely flying. What is going to happen at the Mercedes garage now that Kimi Antonelli is going to be kicking the shit out of Russell? Because they're not a kumbaya strategist here. Okay, they are clear 1-2 driver. They're a 1-2 driver garage. Let's be very clear. This is Zane. Oh, who is this? George Russell. George Russell coming up on Hamilton. Easy overtake down the face straight, these Mercedes are something to behold. There is some real pace here. This is the crazy part about watching these races. You can't tell if it's the driver or the car. Is the car harvesting enough battery correctly on the outlaps that you're doing to get down into the main straights and deploy your overtake effectively enough to overtake the car in front? Or is it a bad driver not being able to manage your battery well enough that's causing you to lose power down the main straight? This is the real debate that I think is going to take place this whole year, because as drivers get more familiar with how these battery units work, I think we're going to see some massive changes. But there is a huge gap between the top 4 and the rest of the grid. Gasly somehow is catching up. I don't know how, but he is catching up. But from Colapinto down, there is a massive, massive gap. I think there is a bit of a train from Colapinto down. Now the vectors are looking very, very interesting. I mean, Colapinto is 8 seconds behind. Oh my god. Okay, I think we're gonna have one of those scenarios. I mean, holy shit, Hadjar is 46 seconds. Okay, he crashed, so it's alright. But Perez, 24 seconds behind the leader on lap 5. What is going on? That is a mental gap. I thought, oh no, this is gonna be. At least we have 4 cars fighting up front. Now there is a bit of a split here. It looks like Leclerc is probably going to try and push Hamilton out of the way to see, you know, this is Ferrari now. I don't know who they're going to favor. This is the great battle between Ferrari and Mercedes, because the Ferrari garage is all, hey, it's Italy, no, we haven't got the patch. Okay, wait, the start. I want to look at the start again. Who had the worst start? Antonelli is not getting his starts down, hey? Leclerc really likes going on the outside. Russell tried to actually cut off Kimi. That is why he lost that position. He tried to cover Kimi and then lost the position to Hamilton and Leclerc. That's why he dropped down to 5th. He drove very aggressively, took lines that he shouldn't have taken, and that is why he dropped down to 4th position. But Charles Leclerc has a really good knack for going on the outside and sneaking positions in there. Really, really great driving by both Ferrari drivers. Even when they were scrapping yesterday in the sprint race, they were doing such great, fun, fast, hard racing, which is really what we want to see in Formula 1. I absolutely love it. So, it's really... Whoa, a little bit of a snap there. All the cars are snapping. That's weird. What happened to Max? Max Verstappen off the line. Seemed like he had a very poor start. I don't think he had enough battery, but man, he just did not get off the grid like well enough. I think Max is coming to terms with the perhaps the formation laps and how to really get this down. Listen, you can't count Max Verstappen out, okay? And there's one thing you can know, and Sergio Perez again. Oh my God, Sergio Perez smashing into his own teammates. Let's go, champion, eh? What are you doing in Formula 1, bro? Unreal. It's like him and Lance Stroll. I can't handle it. A little sip here. Yeah, so a little bit of a slip up there. He could have ended Oliver Behrman's race very quickly. Oh my God, Oliver did so well to avoid that crash. I mean, Hadjar literally spun out right in front of him. He was horizontal in front of Behrman, and still he managed to. You got to give it to the reactions of the Formula 1 drivers. Absolutely insane. But again, Max Verstappen was down in 15th, but he has made 10 positions. I'm telling you now, you can't count Max Verstappen out. You really, really can't. It's absolutely... he's not human, that guy. And you can never count Max Verstappen out of a Formula 1 race. Let me tell you that right now. Now, the gap between the Mercedes and the Ferraris is growing at a very, very quick rate. They're not really getting much speed down the main straight, which is surprising because they had so much pace in the sprint race. They were carrying so much speed into turn 1 that they were allowed that they were overtaking on the outside, which is kind of unheard of in China. So I don't quite know where. Maybe they are just harvesting their time, looking for the correct opportunity to really deploy your overtake in maybe the slower corners, coming out into a long straight where they can really deploy maximum amounts of battery to get behind the Mercedes. But right now, we got Max Verstappen behind Lindblad, who I think Max is probably going to take a little look there, a little sniff on the inside coming out of turn 5. Is he going to have it? He goes on the, oh yeah, a little snap. Max coming to grips with his car. He definitely has good battery management. That I don't think is the issue. But I've never seen Max come off the line so poorly before. I don't quite know. I think it's probably just a learning curve for Max. He wants to be out in front. So yeah, it's interesting to see the developments in the teams and like how the drivers deal with all of this. But we're gonna figure out where Max ends up. But he's doing well. He's up in 10th place. We'll see where he ends up. The V carbs in 8th and 9th. I mean, wow. I didn't think they would be anywhere near there. But yeah, that's the way it goes, eh? Let's have a look at the intervals here. George Russell in second position. Definitely keeping pace with Antonelli. Probably just looking for a bit of free air, right? To not worry about degging his car. That looks like to me what the first 4 drivers are currently doing. Please excuse me while I try and just... This is the problem with wearing glasses. For the love of God, it just steams up every 5 seconds. So yeah, the gap between... excuse my microphone, sorry. The gaps between Russell and Antonelli. Looks like Russell is probably giving a bit of a gap there to drive in free air so he can look at a bit of tire deg. I think the same is happening with the Mercedes. 2.2 seconds away from Russell, Hamilton is. And I don't know if that's strategy or if they are just falling behind because of Mercedes pace. But free air in China, it's a cooler track. Okay, it's 22 degrees on track. Max saying his tires are dead. He did start on the softs. I'm not sure why Max started on the softs. He is the only guy on the grid that started on softs. Not quite sure. I think, honestly, it feels like Red Bull are nervous. They feel like they having some nervous energy, which I haven't ever seen from Red Bull. They're always so stoic and so, confident in their strategies and all of that. So it's very out of place to see Red Bull sort of stumbling a bit, sort of making some, very small minor errors, but errors nonetheless that they don't generally make. So very, very interesting there. Russell again putting in the fastest lap at a 137.0. V-Carbs currently fighting each other. What is going to happen here? Inside, Lawson takes him on the... Oh, there was an unfortunate lock up there by Lindblad. Might have been a nice overtake. Lawson, I think, saw that coming. Great racing by the Racing Bulls. Lawson retaining 8th position. Lindblad, as a rookie, doing well to be up in 9th position. Definitely showing his stripes. Again, we don't give a shit about large... I feel so bad for Aston Martin. Again, I made a video about did Aston Martin make a World Championship car. Now, I didn't say that they made a World Championship car. I just said that their car looked very different to everyone else's. And unfortunately, they've clearly got a tractor. We are reviewing. It's okay. Just going to lose time. Let's have a look at some of the race messages down below. This is a live transcript of what is happening. Just by the way, I have not mentioned this, but the McLarens have retired both their cars. What is going on? I didn't even realize they were gone. That is how forgettable Lando Norris's World Championship is. That's mean. Okay, that's mean. Well done, Lando. But I'm just saying, that's shit. So the McLarens retired both their cars. I just want to see if we can find some team messages here while we... Looks like the V-Carb's fighting again. Is Lindblad going to take that position? He might have done it. Did Lindblad take? He did. He took the position from Lawson going into turn 1. Well done. Very good job there by Lindblad. Very good. Impressive for a rookie. Impressive for a rookie. He's showing some good confidence there. Let's have a look at some of these driver messages. I want to see if there's anything from McLaren. I can't really see anything here. Esteban Ocon. Nico. Not really seeing anything from the McLaren garage. But both McLarens are out. Now, I don't know if you guys watch Drive to Survive. But I'm not a fan of Zach Brown. And my wife tells me that I'm not a fan of anyone in Formula 1. But I don't like Zach Brown. And if you watch Formula 1 Drive to Survive, I don't know, he gave... Oh, who's this? Lance Stroll. I bet you it's Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll! There's my boy. Lance Stroll has crashed. Imagine that. Imagine that. Lance Stroll is off the track. I mean, who would have thought it? Coming down into turn 2 and 3, Lance Stroll has gone off the track. Cause I'm Lance Stroll, and my daddy pays for all of my things. God, can't understand how he's in Formula 1. But Lance Stroll has gone off track. We have got a safety car. Repeat, we have got a safety car. That's going to give the Ferraris some time here. Now, they're probably going to box the Mercedes, which they are. They are now going to box George Russell, which is probably the wisest thing to do. I bet you they will go on hards. Excuse me, they are boxing Kimi Antonelli. They are probably going to go on hards. I'm going to assume. Yes, I am correct. They are going onto hard tires. They are going for a one-stop strategy, I reckon. Probably not, because China has a high amount of degradation. Pitting George Russell. Great stops there. A shitty stop for George Russell. Great stop for Hamilton, 2.4 seconds. A great stop there. So, I think... Oh my god, did Ferrari just call a good strategy? Holy shit, what is going on? Oh my god. Again, I don't know how anyone is a Ferrari fan. I would be a heavy drinker every time I watched a race. Because one day they make good strategies. The next race, they're eating pasta and talking about, random things. And it's just not working. I don't know where that analogy was going, but it was going somewhere. So we got the Mercedes pitted. The Ferraris have pitted. Antonelli came out ahead of Colapinto. Russell ended up in 4th, but Colapinto and Ocon will have obviously pitted. Will have to pit. So no one else pitted except the Ferraris and the Mercedes and Max Verstappen and Sainz. No, we got a couple other people coming in. But again, at the start of the Lance Stroll, that's where you should be driving. On a scooter on the side of the road. Lance Stroll! I'm the best. Lance Stroll has crashed because he sucks. Anyway, who cares about Lance Stroll? But again, I was saying at the beginning of the stream that as much as we're in a brand new era of 50-50, battery, hybrid, the car's already, software intensive, a lot of reliability issues are going to come into play here. I mean, we currently have 5 cars off the grid that are DNF'd. In Australia, we had 6 cars that were off the grid from DNFs or mechanical failures or engine failures or all of that jazz. Oh, Isaac Hadjar had a front left tire stuck. He had a good pit though. Or not a good pit. But yes, this is where reliability now becomes an issue. I mean, last year, it was very rare that we had even one car get DNF'd because of some kind of issue. But in 2 races, we've had 11 cars now not on the grid because of some kind of issue, which is a big concern going down the line. Again, it is only race 2, so I'm sure that will even itself out. But again, electrical systems are very finicky, very, fragile. So I think we're gonna see more and more of these reliability issues as we go down the season. But it looks like the safety car coming in. Sorry about the microphone. Looks like the safety car might be coming in this lap. Colapinto is in 2nd position. I don't know what the fuck he's doing there. Obviously the pitting. I don't know if he's gonna race or what's happening there. Leclerc is gonna have to pass Lindblad. Russell is going to have to try and get past Ocon and Colapinto, or depending on when they pit or not. But I don't think he wants to fight them too much. Both everyone that pitted is now on hards, which makes a lot of sense. But we didn't see much data off the hard tires in free practice and in the sprint race. So we're going to see how these tires fare. It should technically be well. It's lower attack temperatures. The temperature on the track is actually getting lower and lower. It's now 22 degrees. So we'll see where that happens. Safety car is still out. I got a bit of a mix up here. Oh, I do apologize for my microphone. This seems to be some issue with it. Hello. There we go. I think that's okay. I'm gonna try and not move my hand. My hand will stay in this position for the whole race. Let's see if I can do that. Hand in one position the whole race. But yes, looks like the safety car is out still. Antonelli, Colapinto, Ocon, Russell, Hamilton, Lindblad, Leclerc, and Hülkenberg. We are on lap 12 of 56 in the Chinese 2026 Stroll's car into the dock where it belongs, because Lance Stroll sucks in Formula 1. If you go to the Formula 1 Instagram page and you type in who the channel follows, the Formula 1 channel doesn't follow Lance Stroll. Go look at the channel. You will see it. It's unreal. I can't understand how Lance Stroll is still in the sports. I really can't. You know, he's the only driver on the grid that when he got sick, he didn't allow the reserve driver for Aston Martin to drive in his place because he was scared he might have done better than him. That sucks. Okay, guys. I think the safety car can come in now. It's been 3 laps. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. It's too long. Again, this is an interesting position for the Ferraris because Hamilton does have Russell behind him. And if he can take advantage of the safety car and maybe get a little jump on Russell. But now Russell has been very good on track. His starting hasn't been the greatest, but on track he has been really tuned in to where and how to manage his battery. I think currently George Russell is leading the pack on battery management and really how to harvest it correctly and really where to use it and how much to use to overtake the car in front. I think he's really doing well with that aspect of this whole battery management situation that all the drivers currently find themselves in. Now, Hamilton in 5th position with George Russell ahead. Leclerc, unfortunately, is right behind Lindblad. So we're going to see what he can do. The safety car is ending. It's lap 13. We are coming around to corner 12. Yes, corner 12. Down into corner 13, and we are going to be down into the main straights. We then have to take the final 2 corners. That's 14 and 15. And the safety car will be coming in. To which point George Russell needs to kick shit into high gear. Will he be able to pull it off? Antonelli with Colapinto behind, which I think gives him a bit of saving grace because Colapinto is not going to be able to follow Antonelli. And that means that George has got a bit of work to do there to get past Ocon and Colapinto. I don't think he's going to have a real issue, but it does give Kimi a bit of gap there, a bit of space to really get ahead and get this pole position secured. So, safety car is going to be coming in right now. George Russell holding back the grid. Kimi Antonelli. Kimi Antonelli has gone. He has pushed it out to maximum race pace down the main straight. What's going to happen here? No overtake isn't enabled as the safety car comes in. But Kimi Antonelli just exploded off the line. Oliver Behrman trying to have a sniff at Colapinto. George Russell, I think, just biding his time right behind Oliver Behrman. But Kimi Antonelli just exploded down the main straight. Such pace on those Mercedes. My God. Absolutely insane. When they engage overtake, it's actually wild to watch their pace. Oliver Behrman having a sniff at Colapinto. Oh, I think Hamilton might take Russell here. He seems to be right behind him. We got a bit of a shake-up. Oh, Hamilton on the inside. Unbelievable on George Russell. I think George just misbroke there. had a little bit of an upset coming down into turn 6 and just lost the position. Hamilton, you cannot do that against Hamilton. He will take advantage of any tiny mistake you make. He is the 7-time world champion for a reason, and you cannot screw around with Hamilton. He will take advantage of what mistakes you make. That was a silly move by George Russell. Come on, George, get back in the game, get your head in it, and let's get back at it. Hamilton, I think, is going to make quick work of Ocon and Colapinto here because they do not have the pace. I mean, Hamilton even going on the inside of turn 15, which is a brave maneuver. Hamilton, is he going to take Ocon here down the main straight? Doesn't look like he has the pace. I don't think he has the battery to do it. He doesn't. He does not have the battery. He's probably going to late brake into turn 15. Yeah, that looks like it. He managed to do the overtake on Ocon. So Hamilton, incredible job here. Incredible job in the first takes of, and that just one lap overtaking 2 cars. Really great management there, and he's overtaking in spots that most people wouldn't overtake. It shows his experience. Now we are looking at Colapinto. Hamilton is going for Colapinto. He has a lot more battery than Colapinto. You can see here there's a much better management of Hamilton as opposed to Colapinto. He is now a much higher. He's 70% battery. Colapinto is 15. Look at the pace of Hamilton right behind Colapinto. That is how you manage your battery. He is really doing a good job at harvesting and being able to deploy correctly, which is why he just kicked the shit out of George. George has been overtaken by Leclerc. I don't know what is happening, George. Can you please put your shit together and get out there? Hamilton overtakes Leclerc on an he is overtaking in places. My God, Hamilton is driving like a beast. He's absolutely driving like a beast. Wow, that was an incredible overtake by Colapinto. Hamilton moves into 2nd position. Now going to chase down Kimi Antonelli. Leclerc overtakes Russell to take 5th position. I think Colapinto and Ocon are causing some problems up in the top 4. Now we are down in the main straight. What is going to happen here? Are they going to be able to do some work? Is Hamilton going to be able to make some space? Is Ocon going to do something? Leclerc easily overtakes Ocon coming down the main straight into turn 1. Now he sets his eyes on Colapinto. George Russell has fallen behind. George, what are you doing? Can you please put your big boy panties on and get some work done? My God, this is unreal. I'm upset. Move faster. Hamilton right behind Kimi Antonelli. Jeez, Hamilton is making some serious time here. He has got some incredible downforce coming into turn 1. He is taking wide corners. He is taking inside. He's taking outside. I am not a Hamilton fan, but he is driving really well. Leclerc and Colapinto on the inside of turn 4. Wow. These Ferraris are absolutely flying. They are overtaking in places. That's it, George. George Russell on Ocon. Ocon looks like he might take that position back, though. No, George has secured 5th position. Now he needs to chase down Colapinto. He is losing a lot of time here fighting these midfield cars. What is George going to do here? This is absolutely mental. Come on. Hamilton is 0.7 seconds behind Antonelli. Leclerc fallen quite a bit behind Lewis Hamilton at 2.8 seconds. But I think he's now in free air. And again, he's probably going to make a push to try and get right behind Kimi Antonelli. But if Hamilton can stick behind Antonelli, he's going to have the option to keep pushing overtake and get behind Kimi. But currently, the Ferraris are absolutely flying. Kimi does have a lot of free air, so he has a lot of chance to really build that battery. But we'll see if he can maintain this lead, because right now Hamilton is right behind him in the gap of overtake. If he can keep that up, Hamilton is going to get even further away from Leclerc, because he's going to have the ability to overtake on those long, very fast main straights. So it's a very, very interesting place for Leclerc to be. George has fallen extremely far behind Leclerc. I think the fight between Colapinto and Ocon has really put a dent in his race here. I don't know what's going to happen, if he's going to be able to come back. I don't want George in 5th position. My God, that's been his favorite position for the past couple of years. Can we not do that anymore? Hamilton is searching for a gap in Antonelli's exhaust. He is looking. He is waiting, harvesting waiting for the moment to pounce on Antonelli. I think Antonelli is going to do well here, but he's got to be on point if he's going to defend against Lewis Hamilton. Because let me tell you, Lewis needs a pole. He is fighting for that pole. He wants it. He wants it bad. And he's going to do everything in his power to get that pole. And that's going to come down to not only race strategy, but is he going to be able to maintain this? Because Hamilton definitely knows how to drive in first position. Now he's down the main straight. He doesn't seem to be gaining much on Antonelli down those main straights. So it's a very interesting to see how these battery deployments are working when a car is in free air, right? Because Hamilton has the position to press that overtake button down those main straights. But still, Kimi Antonelli being in free air, there's a lot of pace on those Mercedes. A lot of pace. A lot of pace to see, and be able to work that car in free air. There is a yellow flag. I'm not quite sure what has happened, who has happened. Let's have a look at Max Verstappen. Flies past Lindblad down the main straight. Very good, Max. Come on, bro. Let's get back in the game, Max. I want to see you up there. He's in 9th position. Doing well. Strong overtake on Lindblad. Max, never count Max out. Never, ever count Max Verstappen out of any race. Okay? He's just coming to grips with all of the new changes in this brand new regulation season. We haven't had much changes down at the bottom. Lawson down in 12th. Sainz made some good position. I don't know. I'm not seeing as well. I'm trying to find out why the McLarens, thank you for pointing that out. I'm trying to find out why the McLarens see Lewis Hamilton asking for more power out of those corners. So you see Hamilton can't beat the Mercedes on that straight line pace, even with overtake. So we'll see how that happens. Ocon is fighting Colapinto hard for that 5th position. Really impressive from Ocon and the Haas team to be in 6th and 7th position. Again, there are 5 cars off track, so I don't quite know. Now, I am looking for information on why the McLarens have left the grid. Unfortunately, there's nothing on the radio transcripts from the McLarens. I probably think they're keeping this a little hush-hush. I can't turn, unfortunately, because of YouTube, I cannot turn the race on. I will get copyright strikes from Formula One, and they are very strict with that. And I really don't want copyright strikes on my channel. But I can't really find out much information here about why the McLarens have left the track and have retired their cars. If you are in chat and you would like to contribute, let me know. If you know why the McLarens are out of position and out of track. Now we got a little box up here. We got a box up here from Colapinto, Ocon, Behrman. Verstappen is making some headway here. He's just taken 2 positions in the last 2 laps. But Behrman is fighting Ocon, and Ocon is fighting Colapinto. And Max is right behind Gasly, who is fighting Behrman. We have got a 5-way fight here from 5th position down, which is really great. I'm loving this. Max Verstappen right behind Gasly. I think he's going to make a move very quickly there. But this is a bit of a train, so we're going to see how this plays out. Exciting to watch this. Colapinto, I don't think, has the pace down the main straights to really keep these Haas behind him. It looks like Ocon is going for a move on the inside. He is. Behrman overtakes Ocon. Oh my god. Oh my god. Colapinto nearly smacks the back. Oh my. Ocon on the outside. What a mix-up. That could have ended very badly. Ocon seemed to brake really hard down into turn 1. Absolutely mental. Now we are down the main straight. This is what I want to see. Is Ocon going to be able to take Behrman? Is Behrman going to make a move? No, they just seem to lose pace. Gasly trying to look on the inside of the Haas. Scrap. 5th position over here. This is absolutely mental. Max Verstappen on the inside of turn 2. That's the way to do it. You know, Max only overtakes on the most dangerous places on track, right? Because it's Max Verstappen. Max up into 8th place. Absolutely awesome. He is now chasing down Ocon, which I think he is going to do. What is happening in the top 4? Antonelli still in 1st position. Hamilton seems to have fallen behind a bit by 1.3 seconds. George has made some incredible time on Leclerc. So, is he going to be able to really get into the rear of Leclerc to be able to move down the main straights? It's really dependent here. I think Hamilton is using a bit, or Hamilton, I think, has used a bit of, George really close to Leclerc. Is he going to make a move on the inside down to turn 1? What is going to happen there? George Russell, I think, is going to make a move on Leclerc here. He's coming down into the finish straight. Is he going to be able to make something happen? We still Max Verstappen, and looks like Ocon is going. No, Behrman's going for a move on Colapinto. Colapinto trying to defend. I don't think he's going to hold on to that position much longer. But George Russell sniffing the back of Leclerc's exhaust. That sounds really, really bad. But it's what's happening. It's the truth, and I'm here to tell you the truth. George taking a very strange racing line. I'm not sure what his motives, his plans are. Yeah, but he's going for the inside. Late braking. Is he going to try? No. Down into turn 6. Unfortunately, doesn't make that move happen. I think he's maybe realizing that if he deploys in the right place, he has a good exit on a corner down into maybe 15, maybe even turn 16. He can really take Leclerc probably quite easily. He really needs to stick in that 1 second gap to be able to deploy that overtake, because he's really kicking ass at the moment. He is getting the fastest lap. He's gotten the fastest lap twice, in fact. He has got pace. Max Verstappen up to 7th position. Okay, understand that this guy went from 11th to 15th and is now in 7th position. Come on, George. Is he going to take him down the main straight? George on the inside. Is he going to be able to late brake? Nope. You can't. Leclerc. Oh, Leclerc is a little wobble into the last corner. I think George might be able to take advantage of that. Is he going to do something here down into the main straight, into the finish straight? I think George might be able to take Leclerc here. If he can deploy correctly, he might be able to get a little bit of a jump on Leclerc down into turn 1, which I don't think he does. Leclerc is really great at defending. I think he might be the best defensive driver on the grid aside from Fernando Alonso. He really is great in those high-pressure situations where he's got to defend from someone who's much faster than him right behind him. So we'll just see here. George Russell's 600ths behind Leclerc, looking for a gap, looking for those points where he can really deploy maximum amount of battery and get a clear overtake on Ferrari. I'm still looking for why the McLarens are out. But like, oh my God, the fight between the 5th place is absolutely nuts. Max making a move on Colapinto. Boom! Max is in 6th position. What did I say? You cannot count Max Verstappen out of any race. Absolutely insane driving. Gasly saying that wasn't fair. How wasn't that fair? He didn't tap you. He didn't run you off the track. You had all 4 wheels on. How was that unfair, Gasly? That was fair racing. I don't understand. Max beat you fair and square. Suck it. George Russell still cannot make a move on Charles Leclerc. Leclerc, I think, has a little of a... He's probably getting a little bit of a boost from his teammates ahead. That's giving him that little bit of edge to just stop Russell from getting to that overtake position. Now we're down the main straight. Is Russell going to have a little look? Russell, nope. Russell is now falling behind. I think he's probably going to fall behind to maybe charge his battery a bit because he's realized, okay, this attack strategy isn't working. Leclerc is getting a bit of a slipstream from his teammates ahead, who is getting a slipstream from Antonelli. But Antonelli is comfortable here. He is comfortably ahead of Hamilton by 1.8 seconds. Now, I think the real challenge here is going to be in the pit stop. Who's going to pit and when is going to win this race? Are these top 4 going to try a one-stop strategy? I don't think. In fact, if you are in... this is the one regulation I haven't actually checked up on, because last season you had to use 2 combines of tires. So you had to pit twice. Regardless, right? You couldn't do a one-stop strategy in theory. So I don't know if that regulation still stands this year. Do you still have to pit with 2 compounds, or can you run a one-stop race? Oh, Lando Norris on the side of the pit wall. They must be pissed. Both McLarens out, coming off a World Championship season, both constructors and World Championship. It must be a little heartbreaking for the McLarens to kind of go through that, because, oh man, I mean, could you imagine winning a World Championship and your second race both cars are out, and like your first race Oscar is out and Lando is like 7th? Ugh, I'd rather die. Fucking embarrassing. So we'll see where that happens. George is still hunting Leclerc, but Max Verstappen taking Colapinto. Behrman is, I swear to God, Behrman is a rookie to watch. Yeah, this kid, even though he looks like a lizard, a gecko, he's got some pace, this boy, eh? He's got some pace, this boy. In fact, all the rookies that have come in have got some pace. I'm really proud of Behrman. He's, especially in the Haas. In fact, you know, first started watching Formula 1, I loved Haas. They were my team because I enjoyed Kevin Magnussen, and I enjoyed all the drama between Fireball Man. What was Fireball Man's name? Oh my God, why am I skipping here? It was Kevin Magnussen and... oh my God, what was his name? He hit the wall and exploded into fire. Oh, I've forgotten his name. It'll come to me. But I loved watching that. There was so much drama in the team. Haas was such a... I don't know why, but I really loved Haas. And they fell off, but they seem to be back this season, which is great. I love to see underdogs coming back. It's the same for the Williams. Now, unfortunately, Albon is out this race, and Sainz isn't. They're struggling a lot with the car. They're struggling a lot with feeling what's going on there. But we're going to see here, looks like Leclerc is going on the inside of Hamilton. Is he going to make that move? Oh my God, Leclerc takes Hamilton into the main car. Oh my God, now we got George Russell fighting Hamilton. I think this is what George has been looking for. He might be able to overtake Hamilton down this main straight. Come on, George. Come on, George. Leclerc, a sneaky move. Hamilton trying to go on the outside of Leclerc. Oh, they're going to make contact. This is the third corner. Oh, they're going to make contact. Oh my God, it's so close. Into turn 4. Hamilton looking for the inside position. Leclerc takes George for Hamilton. He is right behind. Is he going to be able to make a move? Yeah, he does. He goes on the outside. Is he going to overtake him? He's not going to be able to keep that position. Hamilton retains third position right behind Leclerc. What a move by Leclerc. Unbelievable racing there. Leclerc, I think, just outbroke Hamilton down into turn 16 and just, I think, caught Hamilton off guard and snuck into second position. Absolutely incredible. I think George missed out there. He could have taken advantage of that maneuver and really taken Hamilton here. But now Hamilton is in some trouble here because George has gotten a really big advantage on Hamilton. It's really take Hamilton. I don't know why, but I feel like Leclerc is a lot faster on the straights than Hamilton is for some reason. So we're going to see what George can do here. If he can capitalize. Clearly George has lost a bit of his battery here, which is why he's not getting pace. But Hamilton must be pissed. He must be pissed. Leclerc doing an incredible move on Hamilton. I really like Leclerc. I don't know. This guy, I have a friend that absolutely swears by Leclerc, that he's the greatest driver. I'm just like, calm down. He's cool. I really like Leclerc. George! Turn 2. Come on, George. Why are you driving so safely? He's pulled back. I think he's waiting for Hamilton. Hamilton is not concerned about George Russell right now. He is concerned about beating Leclerc. And George Russell, I think you can see in the way he's driving, he's pulling back. He's coasting down the straights, waiting for Hamilton to make that move so that he can capitalize, really deploy a battery in a good position and be able to take that track position. Meanwhile, Kimi Antonelli has taken advantage of this completely. He's now 5 seconds ahead of Leclerc, Hamilton, and Russell, who are now scrapping for second and third. We're going to see what happens here. Hamilton fighting hard for that position back from Hamilton. Again, no papaya rules here. It's free to race at Ferrari. Hopefully they don't have a 2016 Hamilton-Nico situation. But that would be fun to watch. I love a bit of drama. Who doesn't? It's Formula 1, right? We love a bit of drama on track. A bit of drama. The sauce is what makes this sport. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. The drama is what makes the sport fun. It's like a soap opera for men. Hamilton going on the inside. Down the main straight. He manages to take Leclerc. Is Leclerc going to do anything down the finish straight? What is going to happen here? Hamilton. Leclerc, I think, has maximum battery here. He might have a position to take that position back. He is very close to Hamilton. What is George going to do here? George is looking for a spot. Oh, Leclerc is coming back on the outside. Unbelievable. He has taken the position back from Hamilton. Unreal on the outside. Hamilton is now on the inside. Oh, my God. What is happening? Leclerc, man. Oh, they are so close. They are neck on neck with battery. Incredible racing. Wow. The Ferraris are on fire. Very fair. Oh, Hamilton coming back. Nope. Leclerc is... They are now side by side coming down out of turn 6. Hamilton on the inside. Oh, my God. They're not going to make contact. Jesus, they haven't hit each other yet. I'm so surprised. But this is how racing should be. Hamilton on the outside. Is he going to be able to take him on the inside? Oh my God. Hamilton takes the position back into corner 8. Unreal. Leclerc takes the position back. This is insane. George Russell now coming on the outside. Oh, shit. This is crazy. George is right behind Hamilton looking. This is what George has been looking for. This is where it's at. Unreal. This is unreal. This is Formula 1 is back, baby. Holy crap. Down the... This is where it's going to happen. George is pacing up. He is overtaken Hamilton. Is he going to be able to take Leclerc? Down the main straight. Oh my God. George has taken third. Hamilton looking on the inside. I think George has secured that. But Hamilton is very close behind as they come down the main finish straight. All arrow is open. Leclerc seems to have gotten the jump. Hamilton falling behind. Absolutely incredible 2 laps. Wow. That is what Formula 1 is all about, baby. Woo! Holy shit. My God. Fucking hell. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Who has gone off? It looks like Arvid Lindeblad has gone off the track. Oh no, we green again. It's a green track again. Absolutely incredible racing by the Ferraris. Fair racing, hard racing. They gave each other space. Absolutely incredible. Wow, what a masterclass of overtaking and fair racing. Absolutely awesome by Leclerc and Hamilton. Mad driving by Leclerc. Defensive and offensive at the same time. Really incredible to defend against Russell and Hamilton. Incredible job by Charles Leclerc to take second position. I think Russell got lucky, saw the scrap, took the opportunity at the right time to deploy at the right time, really took advantage of the situation between the Ferraris, and now Hamilton has fallen behind out of the 1 second gap, and Russell is now chasing down Leclerc. We are 28 laps in 56 laps. Oh, George going on the outside. Is he going to have a sniff? Maybe on the inside. What is going to happen, George? Nope. Is he going to go? We're down the finish straight. I think George is going to have a move here down the finish straight. Is he going to do? He's right behind Hamilton. He's right behind Leclerc. All arrow is open. Is George going to be able to make a move down into turn 1? He's got some pace. I think he's lost a bit of overtake there. Not going to make that move down into turn 1. Okay. Let me just calm down here for a second. I'm sorry about my microphone, guys. I'm going to change microphones next race. Oh my God. What a couple of laps. My heart. I'm sweating. Jesus. This is Formula 1 at its best, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the new season of Formula 1 2026. Insane. Absolutely insane. Shit. And George Russell on the radio saying they are fast in all the right places. He is 100% correct. He is trying to look for the gaps where overtaking should be simple, but they are just too fast in those gaps. So absolutely incredible. Now, even the sector times between George Russell and Leclerc are very, very tight. Okay. It is coming down. It is coming down to to thousandths of a second here. It is coming down to thousandths of a second here. George Russell down into turn 1. He manages to take over Leclerc. Oh my God. I think Leclerc is going to be able to overtake him back here though. Russell takes the next position on Leclerc. They're coming down into the final straight. Into the finish straight. Oh, George Russell has a little wobble. I think Leclerc might be able to take advantage of that. Is he going to be able to do something? I don't think he has overtake, which means George Russell takes second position. That's what George was looking for. A little mistake by the Ferraris. A little nudge, a little wobble, a little bit of a mistake to be able to take advantage of where he can overtake. Now, I think Charles is really deploying maximum battery here to get that position back, because we are lap 30 out of 56, and we're gonna see if Leclerc can really harvest enough, or if George can push far enough ahead, because he has plenty of clear air. Kimi Antonelli is 8 seconds ahead. George has an opportunity here to deploy and get maximum pace to be able to get into clean air and clear the distance from Leclerc. So absolutely incredible couple of laps. Wow, overtakings galore. This is what we want from Formula One. Oh my God. We want first. Okay, technically first place hasn't changed positions, but the scraps we are seeing across the field is absolutely mental. I love to see this, especially, I mean, last year on lap 30 in the Chinese Grand Prix, I'd probably be asleep by now. Okay? And this is insane. I am absolutely flabbergasted. Is your gasted flabbered? Because I'm flabbergasted. You should be too. Welcome to China 2026. Okay, we are not done yet. Leclerc is still chasing down Russell. He is in with 1 second of Russell. So there is still potential here. But I think George is pushing as hard as he possibly can to break away from the Ferraris. Now, Hamilton, I think, is literally fallen back to, you maybe look after his tires a bit, recharge, regroup, and then look for another spot. Now, we are forgetting about something. What is the pit strategy going to be here? We are sitting on 20 laps on these hard tires. Now, they're all equal, okay? They're all equal on these tire ages. So, are they going to come in for another pit stop? Looks like their pace is still there. We don't know when the hards degradation is going to fall off a cliff. Now, hards generally have a lesser of a curve of degradation. So if you think about the softs, their degradation would go, you know, on the gap it would be none, and then it would spark really hard. That's how your degradation on softs would be. With medium, you would have a very slight bell curve that would go up. With hards, it's very much like a plateau of a curve. So when the hard tires give out and start degrading is still kind of an unknown, because it hasn't really been tested. But Kimi Antonelli now 8 seconds ahead. George is making pace on Kimi though. He is definitely making pace, putting in another fastest lap. Leclerc is not giving up. He is still within 1 second of George. So the Ferraris have not given up. I think Hamilton is just holding on to Leclerc to just try and maintain his battery. But even as I look into the Ferrari garage, everyone's legs are twitching. They're all like, holy shit, let's do this. We need a win. And I want them to win too. Okay? Please understand that I always want the red car to win. Tifosi deserve to win. Ferrari deserve to win. It's good for the sport. But George Russell is my boy. I need him. Come on, George. Let's go. Kimi Antonelli. Whew. I need a little sip here on my coffee, guys. My God, I haven't screamed this much in a Ferrari race since I just said a Ferrari race. This must be a Formula One race since the 2021 Grand Prix, and I wasn't even streaming back then. Absolutely mental. Anyway, if you are watching the stream, I really appreciate it. I don't think anyone is watching, but if you are, welcome. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and like to this channel. It'd be super awesome. It really helps my channel for the algorithm. You've heard this kind of story all before. Okay, like, subscribe, all of that shit. But it would really, really help me. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to stream all the races this year. I did miss the first race because it was at 6 o'clock and I couldn't handle it. Anyway, Leclerc is saying Plan C could come into play. I don't know what Plan C at Ferrari is. I don't know if that means we're going to have a break for pasta, but we'll see what that means for Ferrari. Plan C could mean a one-stop. It could mean they're going to pit, go to softs, and try and push. Who knows? Okay, we're going to have to figure that out. But Leclerc is still within contention here. Russell is making pace, but very slowly on Kimi Antonelli. Kimi is absolutely flying. His deltas are 135.9, which is an incredible pace. Incredible pace. Again, George Russell's fastest lap is 137.977. So he's 200ths of a second. No, 2,000ths of a second away from Kimi, which is absolutely mad. So we'll see. But George is making pace on Kimi Antonelli. Whether or not he can make ground and actually take the podium in just over 22 laps is debatable. So we'll see. Now, the rest of the field seems to have evened out a bit. Behrman kind of running his own race right now. Max chasing down Behrman for that 5th position. So we'll see what Max can do there. Hopefully he can make some pace. He's very close. I'm sure Max can pull it off to take 5th position. We shall see what happens there. But the real key here is George going to catch? Excuse me. Is George going to catch? We got a yellow flag. Repeat, yellow flag. We got a Haas off the track. Is that Behrman? Is that Behrman? Who went off track? Ocon. Ocon is just spun off track. Unlucky for Ocon. Goes down to 16th position. Clack is Trier. Clack is Trier. Hey, dyslexics are people poo. I just said that the clear okay, I fucked up. Anyway, what happened to Ocon there? Yeah, you see, you can actually get a surprising amount of pace out of these batteries, and if you're not careful during an overtake down a main straight where you're reaching, oh no, it was Colapinto. I fucking knew it. Colapinto is the worst. I mean, how could you not see? Your team probably told you you've got Ocon coming on the outside. How can you not see a car? My God, Colapinto, you just turned straight into him. Jesus, this guy. I can't understand. This guy. The people claim that this guy was supposed to be the next Ayrton Senna. I feel like he's just out there alluring in his own, you know, he's just dying on the track as if there's no other cars on the track. Like, well, what are you doing? You just fucked up Ocon's whole race because you can't use your mirrors. Are you an idiot? God damn. I mean, jeez. Anyway, that's I feel like I was a little mean to Colapinto. Sorry, Colapinto. I just, you know, these things happen sometimes where you get mad. Ocon said it was his fault. Ocon, how dare you? How dare you correct me? Okay, it clearly was Colapinto's fault. I'm joking, guys. Okay, I don't think Colapinto is a douchebag. I'm just saying things. It's a heated race. Track slippery in sector 5. Sector 5. That is 1, 2, and 3 corners. Okay, George has made some pace here. He has got 1 second ahead into the interval to Kimi Antonelli. Leclerc has fallen quite far behind George, though. And Hamilton is out of overtake range of Leclerc. So, do we think they are going to pit? This is the real question we need to ask ourselves here. Because if they screw up some kind of strategy and pit late. Now, 35 laps. We got 20 laps to go. Did I just do quick maths? Can I count? 35. Yes, 20 laps to go. It is 20 laps towards. Technically, it's 23 laps to go. But a lot can happen in 23 laps. There is a pit window there somewhere. But I don't think they need to really do that. It looks like Kimi Antonelli is kind of handling. We got Lewis Hamilton here. What is Lewis Hamilton saying? Tell us, Lewis. What are you complaining about now? What are you complaining about now? Let's just have a look at what some of the drivers are saying. Overtakers now. How is the balance for you, Nico? I can't really see any. Hamilton 1.1 seconds with overtake. That's from Charles Leclerc. Sergio Perez, who cares? Esteban Ocon, tire pressure. Nico Hulkenberg. Max Verstappen, every sector, another 4/10 up. Sector 2, keep going. So Max apparently getting some great pace there. Oh my God, I'm missing an overtake. Is Hamilton going to overtake Leclerc out of nowhere? Down into turn 3. Is Hamilton going to be able to do this? No, I don't think he does. Oh my God, he actually does. Hamilton, oh my God, Hamilton overtook Leclerc. Out of nowhere, Hamilton just overtook Leclerc. Down into the finish straight. Had a sniff on the outside of turn 1, then went straight into turn 2 and overtook Leclerc. Absolutely mad. From nowhere. This is the crazy part about this new era. Okay? Is you can get caught off guard very quickly. Okay? Say you got a main straight coming. You got four slow corners, right? Where you can harvest some battery, get your battery out there so that you can push and overtake. Let's say you don't hit some of the exit quite right. You got someone following you 1.1 second behind. You think they won't be able to catch me. You maybe didn't manage your battery correctly. The person behind you has 10% more battery than you. They hit the main straight and suddenly you're overtaken. That is what is happening right now, which is an awesome place for Formula 1 to be. Where are you, Hamilton? Oh my God, no, this is Leclerc. I think Leclerc is having a little sniff again. What's he going to do down into the finish straight? Is Leclerc going to have a little sniff at Hamilton here? He's very close. I don't think he's going to be able to make a move, though. See, when you're fighting with people, you lose a lot of batteries, so you can't really deploy. You have to. The management has to be so on point to be able to deploy that overtake correctly. But if you do that, if you get to a point where your exit, your apex is perfect, you know, your entry into a long straight is great. You've managed the battery good enough to be able to deploy overtake. Holy shit, you can really do some unexpected overtakes in places that you wouldn't really expect. And that is what is so exciting about these first 2 races that we have seen in Formula 1. We are seeing things that we haven't seen in, I think, 10 years in the sport. Maybe even 20 years in the sport. Okay, the V10 era you can't really count because V10 era was a golden era of Formula 1. But again, Hamilton has taken 3rd position. Leclerc, I don't think is very happy and is going to try his best to take that back. George Russell flying ahead in 2nd position, really chasing down Kimi Antonelli. I don't think George is going to catch Kimi, in all honesty. But, excuse me. I don't think George is going to catch Kimi. I think that game is gone. 38 laps. There's 19 laps to go. 18 laps to go. George is making pace, though. His delta is absolutely insane. Okay, he is lapping. I'm looking at the delta. If you look on the left-hand side of the screen here, you can see Kimi Antonelli's delta is 136.1. George is currently doing 135.5, which is almost 0.08 of a second faster than Kimi Antonelli. In theory, George could catch him if he keeps up that pace. But we don't know again when the hard tires are going to fall off. Now, George is in free air. So, everything is there for George to be able to achieve this. Okay? Whether or not Kimi Antonelli's tires fall off and his management is there, we're going to see. But the battle between 3rd and 4th is still happening. Leclerc is still chasing down Hamilton. And whether or not, okay, I think we're going to see something here. Because we just saw the battery difference and Leclerc was much higher than Hamilton. And this is what I was saying. If you can hit your corners right, now they are coming into the main straight. This is turn 11. Okay? They're coming into turn 12. Now they are taking the long right-hander into turn 13. Is Leclerc going to be behind and get that exit enough to deploy down the main straight? Come on, Leclerc. What is happening? Nope. Didn't deploy. I don't think he deployed that overtake there. I think he's biding his time, waiting for the right time to overtake. Not going on the inside low. Leclerc, I think he's just waiting. He's waiting to get the right moment. To get that right. Oh, okay. There's clearly something happening at the Mercedes garage. They have told Kimi Antonelli to up his pace because he's just put in the fastest time. He was almost 800th behind George. He is now beating George in race time. So there's clearly a race going on there because George just cleared 2 seconds of interval between him and Kimi Antonelli. So he is definitely putting the pressure on there. He's 8 seconds. Hamilton is 8 seconds behind Russell. That's in 8 laps, by the way. Okay? That's mental. Max Verstappen in 6th position, still doing well. Gasly in 7th. Lawson in 8th. Hadjar, so proud that a second Red Bull car is going to be in the points. The first time a second Red Bull car, understand this, guys. This is the first time that a second Red Bull car has been in the points since 3 years. Oh my God, has it been 3 years? I am wrong. I have got to be wrong. I think it has been almost 3 years, at least 2 years, since a second Red Bull car has scored points. I think I'm right. Last year, the second Red Bull car did not score any points. No, they did. No, they did. No, they did. There was 1 or 2 laps where they scored points. Yes, there was. But I'm just. Oh, I'm not paying attention here. Leclerc! Oh my God, Leclerc on the outside, he takes him. Oh my God, Leclerc. Well done, buddy. I think Hamilton might take him back here. Yeah. Hamilton on the inside, down into turn 2. Is Leclerc going to hold on the outside? No. Oh, Hamilton, a dangerous move to just swerve across the track there. Very nervous. Leclerc, come on, Leclerc on the outside. Come on, Charles. Oh my God. On the inside. Come on, Charles. You can do this. Right behind him. Stay in behind that slipstream. You got a spot here. You can overtake him. Come on, Charles. Stick with that. Good apex. You want good pace here. Harvest your battery. You got a point that you can take him and get ahead again. Come on, Charles. You're on the inside here. Hamilton has more battery than Leclerc. Leclerc is going to try and harvest, but Hamilton has more battery currently than Leclerc. Hamilton at 85. Leclerc at 80. Hamilton at 100% battery. Leclerc at 90. I don't think Leclerc is going to be able to pull an overtake here. Leclerc deploying all his battery. All of it. Is he going to be able to make a move down the main straight? I don't think so. God, I'm not going to have a voice every single race in Formula 1 if this continues. This is insane. Love it. Unfortunately, the rest of the grid is very split. Very split. Behrman running his own race. Verstappen can't seem to catch Behrman. Gasly behind Verstappen. Lawson and Hadjar, I think, are having a little bit of a battle. Sainz on his own. Lindblad and Colapinto sort of on their own. Ocon, Hulkenberg on their own. And Antonelli about to lap the rest of the field. So it's a very split race down behind Behrman. But the Ferraris and Russell is what we're trying to look at here. I don't know. We got a couple laps left. Leclerc is definitely managing the battery better. Hamilton, for some reason, when he comes out of the apex of the corner, seems to have more battery than Leclerc, which is very strange for me. I still need to understand how this battery harvesting works with the power units, because it's very strange to me that Leclerc can take the same corner as Hamilton, lose almost 40% of his battery, but Hamilton can come out with still 50% of his battery life. It's very strange, and I don't know if Hamilton is. Leclerc saying that was actually quite a fun battle. Yes, boy. Do you see? Fair, hard, fun racing, baby. That is what it's all about. Formula 1 is so back. Oh my God. So many overtakes. This is absolutely insane, bro. I'm so on board for the Formula One. Let's go. Fred Vasseur going to have his hands full if the Ferraris carry on like this. Early in the season, so good. Fair racing, fast forward, and I'm not so sure. That is very well said. I don't know why I made Indian noises, but I feel like that's a charge to battle. Because yes, it's all fun and games when it's the beginning of the series and there's nothing really on the line. But when it starts coming to drivers and constructors, we're going to see that Italian novella, right? Like a novella come out where the drama is hot and heavy, saucy, every day. Yeah, it's going to happen. Me too, Chiquito. Y tú? Yeah, we're going to have that. And it zooms in on Hamilton's face and he's making this face. And then he zooms in on Leclerc's face and Leclerc is gasping. And then zooms into Fred Vasseur and Fred is like, ah! Look, Hamilton is saying, keep the gap if you can. You are doing a very good job. Wow. The Ferrari pit wall is actually making compliments to Hamilton. Things are changing, guys. Things are changing at Ferrari. My goodness. Max Verstappen still can't make much headway on Oliver Behrman. Just can't seem to close that gap. Max, I think, struggling a bit with the new energy deployments. Max is... Here's the thing. I think the battery deployments and the energy harvesting is more complementary to soft understeering drivers. Because I don't think battery harvesting responds well to hyper oversteer. Kimi Antonelli, our mate, this traffic is so bad. So Kimi Antonelli trying to fight the lapping cars, which will hopefully maybe give Russell a bit of a space there. But he is currently lapping Hulkenberg and Ocon, so he's complaining about that. There's a bit of traffic. But yeah, I don't think that the batteries favor hyper oversteered cars, because I think the longer, harder, softer steering into corners is more favorable for battery generation than quick, sharper lines into corners. I'm completely making this up. I'm using vibe opinions here. Is that Max Verstappen overtaking Behrman? No, that's Kimi Antonelli lapping Hulkenberg. But yeah, I think Max and his hyper oversteer is not favorable for this battery generation energy deployment Formula One season. Okay, this is complete vibe opinioning. Okay, but I'm looking at the deltas. I'm looking at Max's battery and when he's max and when he's max. See what I did there? And when he's using it, when he's not, when he's at maximum battery, when he's at minimum battery, how his battery is harvesting. And it's I think it's very apparent that because of Max's very aggressive hyper oversteering driving style might be affecting his battery generation. I could be wrong. This is just what I'm seeing in the deltas and some of the information I'm looking at off stream. Anyway, I would just we are almost 10 laps left in the race. This has been a great race. Really exciting. It's nice to have this. There's excitement in the beginning of the race. There's excitement in the middle of the race. It's tapered off a bit now. I think people have kind of got into the crazy part is there are still 5 cars off the track. We haven't really found out what has happened to McLaren. I want to see if I can perhaps just maybe do a little bit of a Google search here and figure out what's happened to McLaren, because I really want to know. While it's a little quiet on grid, let's just see here. I'm gonna try and type one-handed. What? Let's see. I'm typing one-handed. Please forgive me. What happened to McLaren's China 2026? Let's see what happens here. Based on the latest reports from the Chinese 2026 Grand Prix, both McLaren drivers, Lando and Norris, failed to start the Chinese Grand Prix due to due to identified issues with their cars. Failed to start. Electronic issues. Team detected issues on the electronic side of the car. Now, I said this at the beginning of the race. Electronics is a very finicky, fragile system, and a lot can go wrong at the blink, in a heartbeat with electronic systems. So they're saying that it's an electronic system side of the car that went wrong. Lando Norris's car didn't make it around the grid, while Oscar Piastri's car was pushed off the grid and back to the garage. Resulted in a disastrous race for the team following a difficult qualifying session. So they seem to have some major electronical issues with both McLaren cars, which is upsetting because, I mean, you've just come off a world championship, both constructors and drivers, and now both cars are sitting still in the pit lap. Oh, in the pit lane. Oh, it's not great, eh? All right, back to the race. What is happening? George Russell has fallen behind Kimi Antonelli. He was making some good pace, but is far behind. Here is the real news. In 10 laps, George Russell, according to the numbers, has made up 15 seconds. 15 seconds ahead of the Ferraris. Oh no, they are retiring Max Verstappen's car. Oh no. What has happened? Max has lost power. I said this at the beginning of the relays. Of the lace. I said this at the beginning of the lace. Reliability is an issue. That is now 3 cars that have faced electronic or hydraulic or some kind of electronic issue with their car. Max Verstappen, who was in 6th place, has now retired his car. I have not seen Max DNF in a race in the last 2 years. What is going on with the Red Bull garage? They must be mad. Hadjar seems to still be in the race. Hadjar has broken the second seat curse of Red Bull. Max Verstappen is currently bringing his car in for retirement. That makes 1, 2, 3. Lance Stroll and Alonso are both out of the race. Oscar Piastri, Lando Norris out of the race. Bortoleto and Albon out of the race. Now Max Verstappen out of the race. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. 7 cars are currently out of the race. What? What is going on? 7 cars. Are you kidding me? I haven't seen 7 cars not on the grid in 6 years. This is insane. What is happening? There is some serious shit. Max, no, Max, no. I agree with you, Max, no. Not sure what happened to Max. Again, guys, I can't show audio or video from Formula 1 Live because I will get banned and copyright strikes. I can't really listen to the audio. Let me just see if I can scroll down here and see what the Red Bull garage is perhaps saying on radio. Let's have a look. We've got 92 new messages here. We got Sergio Perez, 32.7 seconds. We got nothing from Max here. I'm not seeing Max or the Red Bull garage saying anything. Not sure why Max has been retired. That is really upsetting. This is absolutely mental, guys. 7 cars. I really want to hear what's going on here. I really want to turn on the audio, but I can't because I will get caught here. I really want to know what happened there. It's a very rare occasion for Red Bull to have DNFs. Okay? Very, very rare. For them to even make mistakes. So when it happens, you know, it's something major. Exactly what you're saying in chat. How are 7 cars out without a crash? We definitely know that 2 cars are electronic issues. I definitely can tell you now that the Aston Martins are also electronic software or some kind of battery issues. This is mental, okay? I mean, 7 cars! What? This is, I mean, wow. I mean, I don't kind of have words for the reliability here. Fuck. What's these poor guys? I can only imagine how frustrating it'd be. You know, oh, jeez. I am really going to do a deep dive into how these new engines work and why the electronics are so finicky. Obviously, it's because of battery and hybrid, and it's a 50-50 split between petrol and battery. But why is it so finicky? What is making the cars so... You know, what is making the reliability in the cars such an issue? I'm really going to have a deep dive here and figure out what is happening here. Are they retiring Ocon? Hold on. Are we going to have 8 cars off the grid? Hold on. Whoa. Okay, there's nothing happening in the order. Leclerc chasing Hamilton. Russell 9.4 seconds behind. Hamilton 15 seconds behind Antonelli. Are they about to pit Ocon and retire that car? We thought reliability was a thing of the past. Clearly not. It looks like we're in the worst time for reliability. This is... As exciting as the season is, we're not going to have many races if none of the cars are on the grid. Okay, reliability is kind of essential in Formula 1. So, jeez, a driver of your day. Driver of the day. What is driver of the day? F1.com. Vote. Driver of the day. This is going to be a tough one, guys. I don't know who to vote for. Who are you voting for driver of the day? Who are you voting for driver of the day? This is a tough one, guys. I really don't know. I think it's got to be Kimi Antonelli. Right? I mean, he did win the sprint race, even though this isn't the sprint race. I don't know who to vote for, guys. Who do you want me to vote? This is tricky. This is really tricky. I'm just looking at the rest of it. I mean, Hadjar is in 8th place. He did really well. He did really well as well. I mean, it's kind of got to be Antonelli, right? It's kind of got to be Antonelli. It's his first podium. The youngest driver. I feel like it's got to be Antonelli. I'm going to vote for Antonelli. Kimi Antonelli for driver of the day. It's happening. Kimi Antonelli, driver of the day. I think that's the one, guys. I think he deserves it. He's had a hell of a weekend. A hell of a weekend, guys. Absolutely mental. Really impressive. Youngest driver in Formula 1 history to win a sprint race. He's 19 years old, guys. Last season, he didn't have his real driver's license, but he was driving a Formula 1 car. This kid has got potential. Okay? He's got real potential. He kind of reminds me of some of the old school V10 drivers. He doesn't care about the spotlights. He's just a kid that loves racing. And I love to see that. That is what we support. He's like Ricky Bobby, right? He just wants to go fast. Go fast. Shake and bake, baby. Yeah, Kimi Antonelli, driver of the day. I think he deserves that. He is 9.5 seconds ahead of George Russell. Russell is 16 seconds ahead of the Ferraris. And Leclerc, I think, has tapered off and accepted 4th position. I don't know if he's going to make a final push in the last 6 laps. Looks like this is going to be the positions. Really unfortunate that Max Verstappen had to retire the car. Unfortunate, man. Red Bull seems to be struggling. Again, Hadjar has broken the curse of the 2nd seat in Red Bull. Why? I'll tell you the conspiracy. Hadjar, Russell is complaining about his rears. He'll be fine. I'll tell you why. Hadjar has broken the curse of the 2nd Red Bull seat. No other driver except Hadjar has had 2 letters in their 2nd name. Okay, since Ricciardo. No one. Albon, Lawson, Sonoda. None of them have had double letters in their name. The last driver to really succeed was Perez. P-E-E Perez. And even though he tapered off at the end, he was the cause of the curse. But to break the curse, Hadjar with 2 A's is going to break the curse, and he's doing that today. He's in 8th position. Points for Red Bull. It's what we need. But again, guys, just look at the list on the left-hand side. Look at the list. 7 cars are out 7 cars. And we're talking about top contender cars. 2 World Championship cars. Out. World Championship car. Out. Lance Stroll. Who cares about Lance Stroll? He should be driving a tractor around his lawn, because that's what he's good for. Okay? Anyway. Let's have a look at some of the driver... I'm sorry, guys. I'll never hate on anyone except Lance Stroll. Alright? Okay? Because Lance Stroll, it sucks! Anyway. Let's have a look at some of the driver transcript. Copy that. Nothing too crazy going on in the transcripts. Nico Hulkenberg. They're talking about Behrman. Checo 19 seconds behind. Yeah, so it's the midfield talking about intervals between the cars in front of them. I don't see much changing for the end of the lap. Again, I'm not sure who's watching. I don't think many people are watching. If you are watching, I am supremely grateful for you coming here and listening to some unhinged, uncensored commentary about this Formula 1 season. It's very exciting. I super appreciate it. Please subscribe and like. I know you hear this on every YouTube video you watch. It helps the algorithm, all of that shit. Please, just do it. It would super help me. I'd really appreciate it. I am going to do my best to stream every race. If I can wake up at 8 o'clock and stream on a Sunday morning, I can do it every race. So I am hoping to stream every race for you and give you some unhinged commentary. Okay, it has been an incredible race so far. Sure, we've tapered off a bit here, but it has been mad. There's been some incredible overtakes. There's been some massive battles in the start of the race, in the middle of the race, in almost the tail end of the race. Absolutely awesome. Love to see it. Kimi Antonelli looks like he's going to take this race, though. The Ferraris are putting in some pace, but I don't think they're going to come back. I don't think they're going to come back. I didn't even finish my coffee. I've been screaming so much. Man. Oh, man. Again, 7 people out. We have got some out-of-place people in the grid. What is happening? Oh, Charles Leclerc having a massive lockup. That must have really screwed his tires there. I don't know what's going to happen with Behrman. No, wait, Behrman's 26 seconds behind him. Yeah, Charles Leclerc, massive lockup into turn 1. Excuse me, turn 15. So, probably screwed his tires there quite hard. He probably has a free pit stop if he really wanted to, but I don't think that's going to happen in the last 3 laps. But again, we've got some out-of-place people in the grid lineup because of the 7 cars that have fallen out of position. Oliver Behrman in a Haas in 5th position is mad. That shit is out of a dream, okay? Oliver Behrman in 5th position is incredible finish for Haas and Oliver, okay? The Haas should not be in 5th position. An incredible finish for them. Incredible. Super well done from Behrman. He is a really underrated driver on the grid. Gasly in 6th position. Gasly is also another underrated driver. He's putting that car where it should not be. Okay, the Alpine should not be in 6th position. Gasly, that is Gasly showing his talent. Okay, he's good at putting that car in a place where it shouldn't be. Gasly in 6th position. Lawson, as much as I don't like the guy, he's had a really good weekend. A strong weekend to put it in 7th position. Great points for the V-Carb. Hadjar, the curse breaker. The curse breaker Hadjar in 8th position for Red Bull. Really great to get that car over the finish line. Absolutely awesome. Hamilton in 3rd position with his 202nd podium. Pretty incredible from Hamilton, even though Max Verstappen beat that in 5 seasons. Anyway, no comment. Carlos Sainz in 9th position. Did well to get that car back into the points. Carlo Pinto in 10th. Who cares? Hulkenberg in 11th position. What's happening with Kimi Antonelli here? Let's just have a quick look. Did he lock up into turn 1? Oh my god. Oh, he nearly went off the track. Little wobble. Oh my goodness me. Massive lockup there. I'm seeing that a lot with the battery. You know, you can lose a lot of power really quickly and it can really screw with your braking. Russell, not going to catch him though. Not going to catch him. There's 2 laps left. There's no way he's going to catch him. Okay, Kimi, 3 laps left remaining to go. Just keep things and bring it home. Yeah, Kimi going to take that one. Again, so Hulkenberg in 11th. Linda Blood in 12th. Again, that rookie doing really well to end up in 12th position. The Bottas and Perez in Cadillac. who just got overtaken by Ocon. That's not reflective of the Cadillacs, okay? 13th and 14th is not their real position. In theory, they would be 21 and 22. Probably, maybe ahead of the Astons. So they are getting lucky in 13th and 14th. All right? Let's be very clear. That ain't where they belong. That ain't where you belong. I don't know why I'm singing. I'm sorry. I'll never sing again. Please forgive me. Please stay subscribed. I love you. Yeah. So that is the lineup. Very, very strange grid split, which is great to see. That's what we need in Formula One. We need a lot of changes. A lot of different teams coming up, breaking down. But right now, it looks like it's Ferrari and Mercedes that are going to be fighting for a world championship. Now, again, it's the second race. I'm saying this with a bag of salt because a lot can change preseason. But I guarantee you now, for the next couple races, we're going to see some battles between Mercedes and Ferrari until the rest of the teams can figure out their issues, come up with a strategy, pull their finger out their butthole, and make a plan. But right now, we are on 55th lap of 56 with Kimi Antonelli coming in for his first podium ever. After a sprint victory, he's about to take his first win ever. Again, there's not only going to be sauce in the Ferrari garage, but there sure as hell is going to be sauce in the Mercedes garage. Because who's going to be number one? There can only be one. There can only be one. But Kimi Antonelli taking it easy around almost his final lap. He's coming down the main straight. Really great job from Kimi. A solid drive. Really, really good composure, especially from a younger driver. He's coming down the main straight to start his final lap. Again, George did super well to catch up. I mean, he put in some incredible deltas there. I think this favored Kimi. I think George is going to do better on trickier laps. I think George does well in low speed, high speed corners with fewer, less straights. I think George is a more technical driver than Kimi Antonelli. But Kimi is starting his final lap as we go around for the China Grand Prix 2026. It has been an awesome race. Love all of the overtakes. We are back, baby. Okay? Like, I always get shit from people who watch MotoGP because MotoGP is so exciting and there's so many overtakes and there's so much drama. We are back. Okay? I've watched 2 hours fly by and this is what I want to see. I've been waiting to see this since 2020 and 2021. It's so cool that we are back here, watching things. Now again, having 27 seconds ahead from a teammate is a bit worrying, but at least we got 4 cars that are definitely going to be fighting for some kind of a championship. Okay, but Kimi Antonelli making his way around the track to take victory down into turn 15 onto the main straight. Kimi Antonelli, the youngest driver to win a sprint race in Formula One history, is making his way to the finish line. At only 18, he joined Formula One. He is now just 19 and driving a Formula One car in a brand new era of Formula One, about to cross the finish line as a winner of the Chinese 2026 Grand Prix. Kimi Antonelli takes the cake and wins the Grand Prix. Well done, Kimi, on your first win. Look at him go, bro. So pumped. George Russell comes in close behind in second. Toto Wolff must be pumped with a 1-2 win for Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton must be kicking himself for leaving that team. But Ferrari is right behind the Mercedes. Hamilton in third position takes a podium. That's 2 podiums for Hamilton in 2 races. Incredible job. Leclerc in 4th position. Well done to Ferrari and Mercedes for finishing so well. Strong racing, fair racing. This is what we want to see in Formula One. Exciting times, guys. I am very pumped for and I say this every single season, every single race. This is where it's at. Exciting times, guys. That is it for the Chinese Grand Prix. Behrman in 5th. Gasly in 6th. Lawson in 7th place. Hadjar breaking the curse of the Red Bull 2nd seat in 8th place. Sainz in 9th. Colapinto in 10th. Incredible job by What a race win for him. Very proud. Very proud to see him do that. I want George to win. Let's go, George. But deep down, we all want Ferrari to win a championship. It's good for us. Good for the Tifosi. It's good for everyone. Anyway, I'm going to love and leave you guys. I have some coffee to finish. It's very hot in front of these lights. I've woken up very early to be energetic for you. Because I like doing this. And I like having you here listening to me. If there are, in fact, anyone in chat, which... who knows? Okay. But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in for the Chinese Grand Prix 2026. I highly, highly appreciate it. Please subscribe and like to the channel if you can. It really help me in the algorithm. It would be awesome. But that is it for the stream. I'm going to leave it to you guys to watch the post-race interviews and stuff. I'm going to try and post a video about my thoughts for the race and all the drama behind the scenes, so that we can have that kind of post-race interview. But very cool race, guys. Again, thank you. I love you all very much. That is it for the Chinese Grand Prix. Tune in for the next race. I'm going to do my best to stream every race. I love you lots. Love and peace. Have a good Sunday. Bye.